Hello good people of YouTube, this is Sean with Future View Gaming, and this is episode 7 of Tactical Advantage, where I give some Epicenter tips and I show you some gameplay where I was using the Scar L. Now, the Scar L is, in my opinion, kind of overlooked as one of the better long-range assault rifles in this game, and it is actually really effective. I've been trying to get a feel for it before I do my video, my viewer's choice video, another one from You're Not Black, and I'll make that video pretty soon. But I decided I was going to use the Scar L a little bit more. I do like the Scar L, and honestly it is beautiful for this match. And you see the invincible box. No, the box didn't really protect me, in case y'all are like, oh, did you box hack? No. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. The Scar L, the one I'm using right now, has the heavy barrel and the Cobra red dot with no foregrip. And as I said, it's a really potent weapon. It is great for these matches with the long sight lines, and I personally really like this weapon. I like it better than the G3A3. Not really saying that it is better, but I think the recoil is a lot more manageable on this gun than the G3. Of course, the G3 having a heavier round means it's going to have a little bit heavier recoil. But you really have to be methodical with this weapon. You have to kind of pick your shots, and you have to pick your position. Now, at the beginning of this match, I wasn't recording. I was like, okay, first match of the night, I'm not going to record it. I'm going to get used to it, and I'm going to save myself a little bit of hard drive space. And of course, I go on a nice little 8-kill streak and wipe the whole team, wipe most of the team off of C. Yeah, it kind of sucked not to get that. But I started recording after that because I was like, you know, this game is going to be pretty epic. And I ended up going, I think, 44-13 or something like that. You'll see at the end. Anyway, I had to clip this match down because it was a decently long match. It was like 29 minutes. And as you see, we're down just a few tickets. We actually got down almost 80 tickets before making a nice comeback. And I'm pretty sure you'll see that reflected in the score as you watch this gameplay. Now, onto this. This is my first real full video on Aftermath. And Epicenter has become my favorite map. I love this map. I love the layout, and it just feels really like just well made and well balanced for Conquest. I'm not a Conquest gamer. I don't really care for Conquest too much. But yeah, I have to say that this map, it does a good job on Conquest, and it doesn't feel like so overwhelming in size. There's a lot of action that goes on. There's not so much just drone running through the map. And a lot of the Aftermath maps are like that. They are made really well on the console, and as you notice, there's not that horrible blue filter that everyone used to complain about. And you see right here, this is the Scar L playing to its strengths. I'm back in cover. I'm back on the back side of my team, and I'm picking people off. Alright there, that's not really working to its strengths, but, you know, I got to get someone up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Sure Shot up, but I did get Smoking Gun on his ult up. And you see, we did pretty good this match, and C, in my opinion, is going to be your hot spot. It's like right in between all of the objectives. I think D is the Russian gimme, while A is the US gimme. C is a hot spot, and B is just kind of there. It can be really crowded and stuff, but from what I'm noticing on console, B tends to not be a huge action point. It's really just kind of one of those pass-through points in the game, I think. You cut through B to flank C, and it really is an effective flanking route. So, yeah. And I love this map for the flanking routes. There are so many ways to flank. There's almost nowhere that you're actually completely safely in cover. And that really kind of forces people out of the camping mentality. You'll find certain areas where people camp their asses off, like back at their spawn at A. But there's not so many that can be easily camped, because you can get behind from every, like, almost every angle. Now you see right there, I didn't run straight after the guy. I decided to push back and see if I could just counter his push. Why? I'm using the Scar L. The Scar L is a sluggish shooting weapon. Your goal is to get behind cover rather than shoot. If you don't kill someone with this gun within the first couple bullets and stuff, and they circle around and they have something that shoots faster, and they're a good shot, they're probably going to take you out. But I'm not saying that this gun's not good. It's just one that you have to put a lot of thought into how you use. You have to know how to burst fire with it. Even though its recoil is not so bad, the bullet deviation and the spread can get pretty hectic if you mag dump, just like with any weapon. Now, I have to say that this has probably been, I'd say probably my second or third best match on an Aftermath map. I had a team deathmatch match on this level where I went like 80 and 12 or something like that using the Asval. And this map really, it seems to pull out the best out of most of the weapons that I've used on it. I don't use a lot of my try-hard weapons, I guess you could say, my M16 and my AEK. My AEK generally stays in the closet on Aftermath. Unless I just start getting in that point where, you know, you get so pissed off and you get tired of a lot of the bullshit that you do run into. Which is not really a map problem, it's more of a community problem. Now, one thing that I do a lot of in this match, and my accuracy was only 14%, which is nowhere near my normal average. That's about 2 to 3% lower than what I normally do with some of these slower firing weapons. But that's mainly because I did run a lot of suppression. I did the best I could to keep people suppressed, keep them off of my teammates, and you really have to do that. You have to play as a team in Battlefield or you can't win. And this server was actually really good for this map, and the next map it went really just, it was one of those hardcore I can't kill shit matches, and then I started doing good. Then the match after that, they got a bunch of new other people from like another clan. Their clan tag was low or something like that, and they pretty much building hoarded Sane Crossing, which, as you know, Sane Crossing is one of those few maps that you actually can win like that. It's kind of, in my opinion, a cheap way to win it, where you're just sitting in a corner or sitting in a building and you're not really playing the objectives, but you have people playing the objectives that you're covering. So in a sense you could say, yes, I am playing the objective, but in the end they're not really playing the objective so much. And to me it's a really funky ass tactic, and I'm not a big fan of it personally. But you know, they did pretty much stomp our asses with it. Mainly probably because me and JMO have this fixation. When we find people who are just camping in a certain building in a certain room, it becomes our goal in life to try and take them out of that building or out of that room. So yeah, they did, they held it down basically. But anyways, I'm wandering off subject. Back on subject. Epicenter, as I said, is one of those maps. It's not a camp map. It's really a run and gun map. It's designed for run and gun players, in my opinion. Some other people might think different, but that's the way I see it, because you can only stay in one spot for so long before you have an entire enemy team like right on your ass. And as you see right there, they keep trying to go back into that room. And we keep trying to take them out of that room. To me, it's kind of an insanity issue right there. But it's like, you know, we can control it, and controlling A is really kind of hard if you're on the Russian team. If you're not on the U.S. team, I believe the U.S. team is the one that spawns back here. So that can be really rough. And as you see right there, they have the tug set up. I figured they were trying to get back to their room, so I'm gonna push back down this side, and I see my teammates over there, so I'm not going into it. I'm like, alright, let me push back over here and get the C, because they're taking C. And I really hate losing C on this map, because it's such a bitch to get back when you have a team that's actually good at controlling it. And you'll have them kind of hang out up at the top of the hill, and you know, they'll start picking off you and your teammates, and really just becomes a pain in the ass. Like here you see the vehicle. He's trying to push his way down, but I get the nice little lucky double kill out of the vehicle with the Scar. I was real proud of that, by the way. Hopefully that gets me at least a couple of likes. Because it's not hard to do, I guess, on Aftermath, but considering I don't make it a habit to shoot at some of the vehicles on these maps, I was actually really impressed with myself. So yeah, I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. Right there, it's like I said, you can't turn your back on anything on this map because there's almost always going to be someone coming up behind you. And there they go back through their little tunnel room, whatever you want to call it again. Now, I'm just trying to keep my team up, and Lego Man gets beside us and pretty much destroys me. And that's where, you know, he would have had the advantage in that gunfight using the M16. And he's using the setup that I've been using a lot of lately with the foregrip and the heavy barrel. And that gives it a pretty good balance, in my opinion. Now, one big tip I would give you on this map is know when to slow play, know when to rush. Right here you see I should have just kind of slow played out the tunnel instead of wasting so much ammo trying to keep suppression up. But, you know, I get around to the side and I do get the kills. And the second guy runs, or the third guy runs back in there, but I'm more focused on getting everybody up who's down than really caring about killing anyone else. It's like, you know, our whole team is over here trying to push. We're pushing up to the side, up to the top side of C, and we're going to push down to C. Meaning we pretty much clear C of enemies and kind of take out their route, and then we go take out C. And you see, I'm watching that backside of B, and it may seem weird because we have B, but there are times where I've seen where you'll see enemies actually push from that side, going from A. They'll spawn at A and push from that side, or they'll push from the bottom of A. By the way, that little storm drain tunnel, if you don't already know, there's an achievement you can get by going through there. But yeah, that's figured, you know, that's a little, I guess it's an Easter egg for all you Battlefielders who kind of follow the whole Battlefield dinosaurs thing. They did put you a dinosaur in this map. So yeah, and this right here, this is where the Scar L is so reliable. When you have enemies that are at that kind of distance and you really just kind of have to burst fire them down, it has, to me, almost unmatched accuracy. Like, just your ability to be accurate with this gun is just beautiful. And I really do like this gun. I have to say, this match really made me a Scar L fan for these matches with the farther, with like the longer eyesight, the eye lines and stuff like that, where you really, you need something that has manageable recoil and good ranged ability in order to be really that effective on this map. So, you know, and there's a lot of weapons that can fill that role that the Scar L is filling for me right now. The AUG, the M417, the G3A3, the AN94, all of those would be really great for this map. Of course, I wouldn't take away from the M16, I wouldn't take away from the AEK either, because both of them, I believe, in your tightened in close quarters combat, those two are still going to win almost every time. Your F2000s, and you do get a lot of that on this map. But seeing the routes that I've ran, most of them were, I guess, mid to long range, and there you see some team bagging. So yeah, and this match to me was like, it was just a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this gameplay. Hopefully I gave y'all some good tips. I'll be doing a better outline of this map at a later date. I'll probably do an empty server video. I just wanted to touch bases on you and give you some basic strategy and do a little bit of talk about the Scar L. Anyways, I should be uploading plenty more videos throughout the week and the weekend. So hopefully you guys catch those, and have a nice night, YouTube. Y'all take it easy.